Hello everyone. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the 6th Penang International Multidisciplinary Conference 2025 in Malaysia on 8th November 2025. My name is Nabila Sidni Paroza. I am the first semester student in Faculty of Economics and Business in University Lambung Mangkurat, Indonesia. Okay, as it is pre-recorded video, you may email me in case you want to ask or discuss something about my research paper or anything related, okay? As you can see on my slide, and this is the title of our research, How the Purbaya Effect Influences Consumer Good Elasticities and Accounting Profits in Indonesia. Okay, let's go next. Hold up, sorry guys. There you go. Let's move aside. Let me take a moment to acknowledge my lecturer who has given valuable advice and suggestions that helped me improve this research paper. This is the title of my research, yeah? This. Okay, without further ado, let's jump to our first agenda for today. And first we have introduction. Okay. In 2025, Indonesian economy is starting to show signs of what people call the Purbaya effect. The name comes from Purbaya Yudiwa Sadewa, the new finance minister, known for his bold and direct approach to fiscal policy. His biggest move so far is the 200 trillion liquidity transfer to state-owned bank, a clear shift from Sri Mulyani more cautious style, which is focused on keeping big cash reserve. Let me quote this. Okay, sorry. The therefore by effect isn't just about the new policy. It's about fast and assertive leadership. My research focused on this 200 trillion liquidity expansion, studying how it affects demand through price elasticity and how companies respond on the supply side. In short, the goal is to give practical insight on how business can benefit from rising demand and improve their performance under this new active economics policy. Now, let's talk about the research method. The research employed a descriptive, qualitative approach to conceptually explore how the Fourier effect may relate to the price elasticity of demand for consumer goods in Indonesia. The analysis is based on a review of economics textbooks, academic papers, and policy reports that discuss both microeconomics policy and consumer behavior. Okay, everyone, let's discuss the number three, shall we? Okay, let me click on this. The discussion is now about conceptual flow of the 200 trillion policy and its effect on demand elasticities. The picture in this slide represents the conceptual relationship between the policy mechanism and its theoretical impact on demand. It shows how the liquidity injection could lead to lower interest rates, which then stimulates demand, eventually linking to changes in price elasticity, income elasticity, and cost elasticity. Now, let's talk about price elasticity first. They have two types of price elasticity. Okay, let's do the first one. Okay, discussion is now about price elasticity of demand in elastic demand. Okay, the graph show inelastic demand. This means that when the price changes, the quantity of demanded only changes a little. As you can see, P1, P1 and P2, the price decreases from P1 to P2. The quantity demanded increased only slightly from Q1 to Q2. The shaded blue area shows the 200 trillion of government spending to keep pricing lower. This money keeps stabilize prices and support people's purchasing power. However, because the basic goods in Indonesia are inelastic, people don't buy much more even when the price go down because they already have what they need now. So the policy mostly helps people afford their daily needs rather than increasing total consumption. Now, let's go back to our conceptual flow of the 200 trillion policy. Let's go back here. Let's talk about the second one. Okay, this chart, shows elastic demand, meaning that when the prices change a little, demand changes a lot, really a lot. For example, things like clothes, fast food, and electronics have elastic demand. When the price drops from P1 to P2, the quantity people buy increases a lot from Q1 to Q2. That is because when the prices fall, consumers quickly change their buying decision. They are more willing to spend, so the quantity sold increases much more than the change in price. Now, in case of the 200 trillion liquidity support, easier access to loans and cheaper borrowing can make this effect even stronger. People can buy more non-essential or lifestyle products like gadget or fashion items. So overall, this shows that price cuts supported by liquidity expansion can boost short-term spending, especially in sectors that are more flexible like lifestyle and technology. Okay, now let's revisit our conceptual flow. Okay, everyone. Now let's talk about the income elasticity, shall we? Okay. Now, income elasticity of demand means how much people buy changes when their income changes. This chart, shows that when people have more income, they buy more goods. That is called positive income elasticity. On the graph, the horizontal axis is quantity and the vertical is the income. When the income rises from point B to point A, the quantity also increase the demand, from the Q from the Q1. So as we move up, yeah, the DY line higher income leads to higher spending. The 200 trillion liquidity policy helped strengthen this effect by giving people easier access to credit and lowering borrowing costs. As a result, even if salaries stay the same, households can still spend more. This shows positive income elasticity when better financial conditions encourage higher consumption. Okay, now let's revisit our conceptual flow. Okay, now everyone, let's talk about the cross elasticity. Okay, cross elasticity of demand shows how the demand for one product changes when the price of another product changes. This chart shows how the 200 trillion liquidity policy can also affect related markets through source elasticity effects. Here we have two substitute good. Yeah. Now, when the price of good B goes up from P1 to P2, the demand for good A increases for T1 to T2. In simple terms, when one products become more expensive, people switch to another product that offers similar benefits. With the liquidity expansion, easier access to credit makes this switching even easier for consumers. Okay, now let's revisit our conceptual flow. Yeah. Now, that's all about the three elasticity. Now let's go back to our today's agenda. Okay, everyone, let's talk about the recommendation. First, we have the mixed policy. Yes. Everyone, this is our recommendation to the government on how a business assistance policy can help boost economic growth. The first one, the 200 trillion policy. The government injects 200 trillion into state-owned banks to expand lending and make more credit available for businesses. The two, lower lending interest rate. With more liquidity, banks can lower interest rates, making loans cheaper and easier to get. The third one, business growth. Okay, the business growth. Lower borrowing costs help businesses cut expenses and grow. This leads to more sellers, new startup, and job creation. Fourth, purchasing power. As more people get jobs and earn income, their purchasing power increases. Now, the fifth, increased demand. Okay, increase in demand, stronger purchasing power means higher for goods and services. Now, the sixth, increase in supply. Yeah, higher demand motivates firms to expand production. This keeps prices stable and boosts economic profits. Excuse me. The seven, economic growth. Economic growth when a production and spending both increase. The economy grows, creating a positive sustainable growth cycle. And last but not the least, 8. Business Assistance Policy. To support this process, the government can add a business assistance policy to help small and medium businesses in managing finances, digital, and respond quickly to market changes. Okay, yeah. That's all about the business assistant, yeah, in policy. Now let's go back to our today's agenda. We will talk about the Purbaya effect next, yeah. Now, the Purbaya effect. Okay, as you can see, before that, we talked about the business assistant policy. Now there are more additional effect, which is the Purbaya effect. Now, as you can see on the slide, the Purbaya effect shows that good leadership and public trust can turn economic action into a real collective progress. Fiscal policy like the 200 trillion liquidity programs and the business assistance policy work better when led by trusted leaders who communicate clearly and make firm decisions. In this way, economic policy not only support growth but also promote fairness and shared prosperity. Now, let's go back to our today's agenda. Okay, everyone, this is Q&A session time. As this is a pre-recorded presentation, please feel free to send me your question or comment by email. This is my email, yeah, right here. For those who want to read the full paper, you may visit this link right here. And this is future me, inshallah. Yeah. So, thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum.